Polish daily news have been giving the Person of the Year award since 2014, and those awards usually go to individuals as persons who distinguish themselves either in their careers or in the past year. Once every now and then, this award is given to an organization, to a collection of people, extraordinary people, and to organizations who are unique in some form. Polish Teachers Association got one of those awards. The Polish American Medical Society was another organization awarded the prestigious title of Polish Daily News Person of the Year. And it is my great pleasure to announce that the 2023 Polish Daily News Person of the Year award will go to the Polish Roman Catholic Union of America. And it is my great pleasure to host the president of this organization, Mr. James Robaczewski. James, welcome.
Thank you, Łukasz.
And congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's quite a milestone. When you figure 150 years giving service to the people of our culture. Somebody once said it's almost as long as the United States has been around, if you think about it. They only have us by, what, 75 years or so, or not even.
Yeah, and you brought it up. PRCUA is actually the oldest Polish-American organization in the States that is still in existence.
Yes, it is. We were founded in 1873 to keep Polish and Roman Catholic culture and heritage alive in the United States. There was at that point, no group gluing everybody together. And so some of the businessmen and priests got together and said, we need to do something because we need a voice. There's so many of us coming here, yet we're scattered all over the place. So we wanted to get together and form a union, sounds good, a united front, so we're all together and have a voice for our people in this country.
So whose idea was it? Who were the founding fathers of the PRCUA?
The three that are attributed most for are three priests, Father Bojan Gęba, Father Vincent Barzinski, and Father Gadek, that they got together. There were other influences, Father Barzinski's brother, also Jan, and also Piotr Kielbasa was one of our founders as well. So probably those five guys, I always think those five men are the ones who truly this was their brainchild.
And the idea was to bring the community together, offer them services that were not available before.
Right. Well, if people don't understand what a fraternal benefit society is, fraternal benefit societies go back to are based off the guild system from the Middle Ages. So, for instance, if you had carpenters, and so they all got together as a group, and say something happened to one of the carpenters, they would have all the other carpenters would collect goods and money and thing and give it to the widow and orphan of that carpenter who got hurt or killed or whatever. So that's basically what fraternal benefit societies were started as almost like a guild system. We evolved into selling fraternal life insurance and annuity products, but at that point it was just a group of people in a lodge system who took care of each other. Other fraternals if you're not familiar, people aren't familiar, of course, the Polish National Alliance, the Knights of Columbus, there are the Thrivent Financial, and they were all put together to keep people with like interests bonded. Yeah,
and those services offered then evolved with time. Today, it is mostly life insurance and annuities.
Correct. Would we have people invest in our company to purchase life insurance and annuity products? But we take those funds and invest them back for them to create money so we can underwrite Polish language schools, Polish dance schools. We actually have 5 national tournaments that some have been going on for over 80 years.
Wow.
So we have a softball tournament, a basketball tournament, a golf tournament, a bowling tournament, and a volleyball tournament. And they trace back to 80 years of people participating in these events. So
that money is used to support education.
Support education. We also have scholarships. We have somewhat of a mortgage program that was much larger earlier in our career. We also have just support different Polish charities, different Catholic charities, just to keep them going and help them as best we can.
Yeah, and that presence is very clearly visible. Pretty much wherever we turn, we see representatives of Polish Roman Catholic Union. We see other organizations saying thank you to what PRCUA offers. Let's talk for a moment, how did the organization get to these 150 years? How did it grow? What were the glory days? And I have to ask about the struggles and competition with the PNA.
Yeah, well, that was the big competition. As I said, we were founded 150 years ago. In 1880, a group in Pennsylvania, I believe they were from Pittsburgh, didn't so much agree with what we were doing. We were always, as people explained, and it's very basic, we are church and country. The PNA believes in country and church.
Okay.
There were a group that thought that we needed to help collect funds and help revitalize and bring Poland back in Poland, where the PRCU was, let's build a Polonia here and show our strength here. So that's the basic big difference between the two, is that it's just difference of belief. We've grown, through the years. We had upwards of almost 200,000 members. Now we're in 27 different states.
Wow.
Following from New Hampshire and Connecticut through Illinois out to California,
coast to coast.
Coast to coast. We jump over a few states in the middle, but but we're in Texas and Florida and places like that as well. And just grown with different things. We've raised funds to purchase ambulances during World War I. We've sent food and charity gifts and collected packages in front of our building and sent those to Poland as well during the 20s and 30s. Yeah.
So it's safe to say that over those years, the PRCUA impacted over 1 million.
Oh, million! I'm going to say millions of Polish families, right there, because just over the course of time, you have to touch somebody.
Yes.
And what it is we just influence somebody. All you have to do is tell somebody something, and that what you tell them could influence 10 to 20 people.
That's true.
So if you're just donating funds to a charity, and somebody says, well, maybe they need my money too. They need my contribution as well. Wow. So and that's how you just build and you build the reputation and you try to be forthright with everybody, so everybody knows who you are and what you believe in and what you're backing and what you feel is best for the organization, best for the people around you.
Yeah. So the legacy is huge. That's 150 years of wonderful accomplishments. Another question about the name, the Roman Catholic, right there in the name. Does it mean that you're super tied to religious activities? Is it exclusive only to Roman Catholics?
No, we extend our membership we used to just be, you had to be Polish and Roman Catholic.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Over time, because you have intermarriages, interbeliefs, a few groups have merged with us who are all Roman Catholic. Our Constitution says as long as you are in agreement with what our beliefs are, you can become a member. So you don't have to be strictly Polish or Roman Catholic or both, just as long as you're not going against what our basis and what our foundation is.
Yeah, and today PRCUA Life is the brand that you're promoting, and that I think projects the image of a modern day life insurance company offering the best of the best in terms of life.
That's what we feel. So, we feel that it is the best of the best, and it's we're trying to modernize and try to get so more people don't just think we're Roman Catholic and Polish.
Yes.
We've had that at different festivals we go to. Well, what church are you? Oh, what union are you? Because we have union in our name. So we're not. We're a fraternal benefit society. Perfect. So you have to do the whole explanation of what we are and what we do. Going back to our history, we have been in the same location.
Yeah, I was about to ask about the headquarters.
Okay. We've been in the same location for 110 years. We laid our cornerstone in 1912 and moved in 1913. And so we not only house our offices, we are the home of the Polish Museum of America as well. But that building is a historic landmark, recognized by the Department of State. And it's not due to architectural things or anything. That's due to the significance the building played to the Polish American community in Chicago for a time span of from like 1913 to the 30s and 40s. We are the first building to receive that delegation in the State Department. So that was kind of neat.
It honestly is. And then on a number of occasions, it becomes the center of Polonia here in Chicago. Pulaski Day celebrations always happen at that building, and that building gathers the most important people in the state of Illinois.
We've had future President Barack Obama there. We've had senators. The governor of the state of Illinois usually comes, mayors, everything. So we've had congressmen. We've also had as guests. We had President Duda from the Republic of Poland was there about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So, and we've had Pope John Paul II before he was Pope. He visited 2 or 3 times. And so we've been noted to have people drop by the building to say hi. So.
Beautiful. Let's talk about the relationship between the PRCUA and the museum. As I understand, you are the biggest benefactor of the museum.
We are the biggest benefactor. We're the founder, actually, because the original name of the Polish Museum of America was the Archives and Museum of the Polish Roman Catholic Union of America. So they are our child. And they live upstairs in our attic, I always laugh. But it's a great collection of things that they have. We founded them in 1935, and it was for a place to collect items and historical things for all of Polonia. So it's for everyone to enjoy and see. They have things such as Ignacy Jan Paderewski's furniture from his apartment where he passed, including his deathbed. We have a saber from Józef Pilsudski, and just many things we received and we purchased from the World's Fair in 1939. So there's a large picture of Pulaski at Savannah, and that goes along with there where we lay a wreath for Pulaski Day. So just unbelievable artifacts. If you have not been there yet, it truly is something you should come and see.
Yeah, and the building, where the headquarters, everybody sees that. Whoever is traveling from the north side, downtown Chicago, it's impossible not to notice.
It's impossible not to notice the building, especially leaving downtown. There's a huge sign that says Polish Roman Catholic Union on the side. Matter of fact, former Mayor Lori Lightfoot, I saw her at a meeting, she said, "You've got a new sign on the side of your building." And it's like, yes, we do. We had just put it up like maybe a month prior. And
tax.
So, but she was just like, I drive by it every day.
Oh, see?
That's why she goes, that's why I see it.
I thought she would ask about the taxing if you pay tax on that side.
No. No tax. But it's quite noticeable where we are. We were fortunate the way they set up the Kennedy Expressway. Well, at that point when they built it, the Northwest Expressway, that it like swings around our building and we had a full frontage of our side that was open to be a great big billboard. Yeah,
we should be proud of it. It's a landmark visible to everybody. So
and it's a fortress. If you're not familiar with the building, I always tell people that our building, a hurricane would bounce off of it. It's just gonna. The walls are 3 feet thick. It's brick, iron, terracotta, limestone, everything. So
awesome.
And we just went through a remodel of the building, of the facade. In the last 5 years, that we put over $1 million into fixing the facade of the building.
Beautiful.
So
that relationship between the museum and the PRCUA, that's something that's clearly visible and noticeable, not just here, but also in Poland. Fairly recently, Council Zyzak, during the event celebrating Polish Independence Day in November, he particularly thanked PRCUA for supporting the museum for so long. Thank you so much on our behalf.
Oh, that's our pleasure. Like you said, it's something that's great to have in the building. It's great to being somebody, I'm going to say from my perspective, it helps me with my heritage because I talked about myself before. I've been here for so long, my 5th generation on my dad's side, so it gets you to get more affiliated with your culture.
Perfect. So the organization is 150 years old. How long have you been with the PRCUA?
I think 150 years. No, it's been around. I've been I'll just say I've been in and out of that Polish Roman Catholic Union building for as long as I remember. I just turned 59, but I've been a member for 52 years officially. Wow. But my mother used to be a director of a dance school in the building. So I was, on Saturdays, I went willingly with my mother. How's that? To go to our dance school. And so I've always been there. So it seems like PRCU is in my blood from when I was born.
Yeah, and you personally, for what, 30% of that organization, if my math is correct?
Yeah, I've been around. Yeah, I'm pretty well vested for 30% of the time they've been around. So
yeah, and let's talk about your role with the organization. You currently are the president. If you have to describe your role, what exactly do you do?
It's hard. I'm president of the organization, as you said. You are overseer of everything that goes on, even though our departments report to the other officers. Yeah. I'm still overall responsible.
The head stop turning at you.
It should.
Yeah.
But it's you're consulted on everything from maintenance to investments, and also representing the PRCU to the public.
Yeah.
So it's not just a 9-to-5 job. It's not, you're not on call 24/7, but your weekends could be going to represent at banquets, receptions, even during the week after hours, going to different events at like the council, or there's another Polish American Congress meeting or things like that. So you're the face of the organization, and it's not just here in Chicago. We are in 27 states, so we have a very active members in the Detroit area, Toledo area, and Cleveland. We have activities other places too, so I'm not neglecting my other members, but we spend a lot of time in Detroit because of the activity that the people in Detroit have as well. So
awesome. So let's look into the future. How do you see the future of the Polish Roman Catholic Union? Let's not go too far. I mean, 10
just
years.
The next week. No, just kidding. In the future, we're looking to grow. We're doing continually trying to find where that Polish people are. It's always my prior position was secretary treasurer, and every so often I would get one of our financial secretaries from a lodge call and tell me, Mr. Robaczewski, there just are no Polish people living here anymore. And I'd be like, no, they are. They just might be married to somebody who might be Irish, or might be married to somebody who's Italian, but they're still Polish. They're still around. But, I'm 88, and I just basically I want to give up this position. I said, okay, that's fine. But to find that niche, to find, that you are, even if you're that much Polish, you're Polish. So you just have to try to keep growing and expanding what the people want as product and what programs they'd like to participate in.
One more question, because one of the unique events that you're doing is the Prince Charming and Cinderella Ball. What is that all about?
The Prince Charming Cinderella Ball is our debutante ball for our those are for the children in the city of Chicago area. They are presented, it's a white debutante, white gowns. Thank you, white gowns, tuxedo, and they come out and do formal dancing and all that, and are chosen, and they reign for 1 year to represent the youth of our area as Cinderella and Prince Charming. Wow. So they go to banquets. I get to know them well over the year because I see them so much.
And the tradition of those balls goes back.
The last one's the 51st.
51 years. Wow.
So it goes back a long, long time. That some of the people from the early years are hitting their 60s and getting close to 70. So, but it's a great thing to see. How do I sound? Not that I sound like an old guy, but they're all dressed up. These teenagers are all dressed up in tails. The boys in tails and the girls in white gowns, and they look great. And I always ask them, don't you want to dress like this every weekend? And they say nothing. They don't even say no. Well, they just hesitate. So they're
intimidated.
Yeah. Well, I'm very. Wouldn't you like to dress like this all the time?
Oh,
no answer. So you have a teenage son. Would he like to dress like that every week?
I don't think so.
Mine too won't. So I know that. But it's just a great way, and it keeps them involved to that point. And the big thing we're looking for is, and I think this is not just us, this is any fraternal organization, is that you kind of lose touch from that 20 to 30-year-olds. So we go to meetings with the other fraternals, and they're all trying to figure out the same thing. Yeah. How do we get those people, how to keep them engaged? We get them engaged through cultural events until they're teens, and then they tend to come back when they're in their 40s and 50s. But that 20 to 35, 20 to 30-year-old, they kind of float around there, and we're just trying to figure out how to get them back in.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. James Robaczewski, the president of 2023 Polish Daily News Person of the Year. Polish Roman Catholic Union of America was our guest. Mr. President, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for awarding us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Okay.